Back in July, we posted a video on Apple saying that there's a very good chance that by December 15th, 2025, that price would be trading as high as $255 to $265. And today, on December 3rd, we are currently trading at $284. And in this video, we're going to talk about why we were bullish in the first place, but more importantly, give updated price targets. Because even though I am out of my calls and out of my shares as of right now, our model is pricing in a potential best case scenario move up to $340 to $350. We're also going to cover why I closed all of my positions now versus following this best case scenario model. My name is Peter DiCarlo. I've been a full-time trader for the past 11 years. I've grown my portfolio to over $5.4 million, trading a very simple two-step trading system that we're going to talk about today. I don't care about the news. I don't care about the fundamentals of a company. If my criteria is met, I'm going to take a position. And as soon as it's no longer met, I'm going to walk away. Now, the reason that we were bullish on Apple in the first place is because price back here in March of 2024 and April of 2024 were pulling back into a major support level. That support level was the monthly market bias. If we zoom out here, going all the way back to even 2014 and 2009, you will notice that each and every single time that Apple has pulled back into this monthly market bias, price has bounced. And if you want to get access to the monthly market bias, it's completely free in the courses down below, as well as all of our other indicators and strategies. The link will be in the description. When price pulls back into this support level, it is normally the bottom. This is normally going to show that there is an extreme discount in the market and that institutions are looking to enter the stock. And as we stated before, going out to a monthly chart, we have not broken below this level. The only time that we've broken below it was the 2008 financial crisis, and we held down there for a couple of months. But basically since 2002, we have traded above this level, and this has been the ultimate dip buy opportunity. Now, looking back, I obviously wish that I would have been buying Apple down here at about $170 to $180, but I didn't because my system was not meeting all of its requirements just yet. And what we don't want to do as traders and investors is look at hindsight and say, oh, this is what I wish I would have done. You are never going to be able to consistently buy and sell at the perfect time. But what you can do consistently is have a system and stick to that system. And then that system over the long term will print money for you. Case in point being that my win rate historically is only 60%. I'm not right all of the time. But once again, we don't have to be. Now, if we look at the very bottom of your screen, you're going to see this indicator, which is also free down in the description in our course library called the BX Trender. This indicator shows buy and sell pressure. When this indicator is dark red, we basically do not want to trade the stock at all because it means that it is in a bear cycle or that there is no buying pressure at all in the market and that sellers are taking over. What we want to see is a shift from dark red to either green or a shift from dark red to light red. This indicates that buyers are stepping into the market. And I want you to understand that the only time a stock is going to go up is not if it's fundamentally undervalued, but if buyers are going to push the stock higher. And now you're going to see that the time in which we called this in July was exactly when the BX Trender was showing an increase and the market bias was present. So with this said, we basically know that price is trading at a discount because we're near that market bias and because the BX Trender is showing buying pressure, that we have serious buyers stepping in to push the stock higher. Since then, the stock now is up about 30% within 4 months. And you'll see that our model is pricing in a continued move up to $330 to $350 by January to February. What's even better is that if we bring up our long-term model, which looks at the monthly chart as well, you will see that this is pricing in a move up to $330 by July of 2026 and up to $400 by the end of 2026. So this is pricing in a continued 25% to best case 40% move within the next year, which is a very, very good sign. And if we look at this strategy over the past 24 years, you'll see that we would have made an 18,000% return compounded, of course. So if you're trading this in some retirement fund, this is the actual returns you would have had. You'd only be right 43% of the time, but your risk versus reward ratio would be about 13.68, meaning that you're getting paid 13 and a half times when you win versus when you lose. And you'll see here, your average win is 118% and your average loss is 8.63%. If you want to get access to all of the indicators that we use in these videos, as well as learn how to implement them within the strategy, go ahead and check out the link to our trading library down below. You'll get access to the BX Trender, the Smart Money Mastery and Smart Money Zones, and the volume profile. Each course shows you how to actually set up the indicators, the proprietary settings. Over 20,000 students have implemented this into their trading system and are seeing consistent profits from as low as $10,000 all the way up to over $3 million. The link will be in the description. So if we know that our average win is 100+%, that's why the model is pricing in a move to $350 to $375. Because if we go in from that entry point back here in the summer, that would give us, best case, a move up to $400 to $425 by the end of next year. Now, with all of that said, right, all the bullish news, why did I close out my position? Well, there's two main reasons for this. First and foremost, I wanted to take that capital and put it into another asset that I think would give me a better return. So if I'm looking at Apple and I'm already up 30+% on this, or my call options, which the most recent ones I closed out were for about 95%, but I think that I could get double to triple that on another stock, I would rather take that money and put it into another stock. The thing that you have to remember about me is that if we look at my fund holdings, which all of my Discord and private community members get access to, you're going to see that we're holding about 35 to 40 stocks at a time. And each position is only about 2.87% of that fund. Now, if we look at some of the big winners that we're currently holding, like Rivian, ON, or ICLR, these move maybe 2 to 3 times what Apple moves. So if I think I can get better returns somewhere else, I'm normally going to park that capital there. Now, the second main reason is if we look at these bands here on your screen, which I have this indicator coming for you guys in 2026 for free, you will notice that in most cases, when we push up towards this white band, price normally rejects short term before breaking out once again. Now, there are a couple of times, like back here in 2020, where it just continues to rally. But in most cases, when that first band is hit, it normally means short term that the stock is overvalued and will pull back. And so that's a big reason as to why I walked away. But if you're a part of my Discord community, you probably know the DiCarlo effect, which jokingly, but it happens way more than it should. Whenever I sell a position because I think it's going to pull back short term, it just continues to run. So it really wouldn't surprise me if no pullback happens and this just really rallies another 20% in the next couple of weeks. So to end this video, I'm still bullish on Apple. I don't have a position. If it pulls back, I would love to start another one, but I took my capital and I put it in something that I think is going to perform a little bit better. But if I was still in Apple, or I was somebody who wanted to hold on to Apple, this is a good time to do it. Will you might see a short-term pullback? Yeah, probably. But it looks like over the next 6 to 12 months, you're going to do very, very well. And most importantly, is this time to start a position in Apple? In my personal opinion, it's not. The time to start a position in Apple is back here in September of 2025. So I personally would be looking to hold this if I wanted, but I would not personally be looking to buy.